Okay, first up, agility ladders. So obviously this is working agility. I've got Luke and Joey. They're going to demonstrate 3 basic patterns that we go through. Main thing I want you to recognize is that you can almost kind of feel or hear the pattern when you're going through it. You can make up any pattern you want as long as you stick with a pattern and you hear that in your head. When you're first learning how to do these, if you want, say them out loud. If you're doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or you're doing 1, 2, 1, 2, back 1, or you're doing 1, 2, 1, 2, in and out. Say those patterns out loud until you get them. We've already started to do these a little bit in the Delta Baseball Club practices that we've been having over the winter, and I've definitely noticed that this is low-hanging fruit. This is something that not a lot of kids are very good at, and it's something if we get pretty good at, we're going to develop a lot of agility, we're going to get better strength and balance and coordination, and all of those things are extremely important in baseball and any other sport. So I'm going to have the boys take us through 3 different patterns. If you get these agility ladders are like 20, 30 bucks at Dick's or wherever you want to buy them from. If you get these basic patterns down, you can create any pattern that you want, as easy or as hard as you want. So boys, why don't you take us through the first pattern? This is just the most simple one. So each foot is going in each square, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So very basic. You can notice that both of them kind of put a little hustle into them. You might notice your first time through that you're not quite as fast at them, and that's okay. That takes a little bit of practice. So we have another pattern. This is more of a bunny hop, in and out, kind of sawtooth pattern. Luke, why don't you take us through that? Nice job, Joey. Notice that both boys do a pretty good job. Every once in a while there will be a little bit of a mess up and they'll pause and they'll get their balance back and they'll get their rhythm back. These are really about rhythm, balance, and strength and not getting too far ahead of yourself. Last one is more of a 1, 2, 1, 2, back 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, back 1. And you can tell these boys are probably saying this in their head to kind of keep the pattern. Go ahead, guys. Okay, Luke, why don't you come up here? Joey, finish us off. Good job. All right, you can tell as that got a little harder, you could see the difference in coordination between the older and the younger of the kids. Both boys did a pretty good job, but you can notice that it takes a little bit of practice, but these things are going to pay off big time, and it's real cheap. You really don't even necessarily need an agility ladder. You could do that with sidewalk chalk. You could do it with squares on tile. It doesn't matter what. You can get as creative as you want. So be creative. This is probably one of the highest yield things you can do. I would highly recommend practicing that.